time now for our first DRS100 race of the day. And this will be our final session before we head into our lunch break. And it will, of course, be Darian Malek and Jakub Milcharski that renew hostilities here. The rain did come down quite heavy. Well, I say quite heavy. Heavier than it has just at the end of that 50 heat race there. So you've got a driver around at Christmas, just as the drivers go around for their warm-up laps here for this DRS 100 race. So, of course, for this from the qualifying session, we should say, the results, of course, saw Darian Malek top the session, Jakub Milcharski alongside him, then Clarkson on the second row. The driver just being given the order to slow by the marshal operating at post 6, going in towards the infield section there. And of course, with the various misfortunes that went the way of Malek and Milcharski during the course of the Three Sisters race day, Clarkson ended up taking the points lead away from that weekend, even though he didn't manage to win any of the heat races or indeed take the pole position. But he will be in third. And then alongside on the second row will be Neo Loito. Of course, we're actually showing a bit of a glitch on the time screen. It's showing Xander Hughes at the top of the screen, which of course is incorrect. That will correct itself as and when we get this race underway. Malek and Milcharski will renew hostilities from Three Sisters, just getting the orders to stay in their tram lines. They come down for the start. It's a slow start. It's seemingly an orderly one. Malek made a move towards the right-hand side there, and you were hoping just for a second that he wasn't going to move all the way right. And almost an incident there between Malek and Clarkson moving into second there, as Milcharski loses ground, and there's furious fighting behind for fourth on back. Looks if the 173 there, and that is Loito has emerged in that fourth place. But Clarkson got a huge slipstream going up the hill there. And it was danger time for both of them. You're seeing that incident. You're seeing a replay of it now on the stream, as they almost both lost control there. And Clarkson is holding on really well to Darian Malek as they go in towards Christmas for the second time. Not quite a move there, though. They do have a margin of 1.2 seconds going back to Milcharski in third. The battle further back is now for sixth place. Marco Dakin was up there, contesting that with Ethan Anderson. They come through the chicane for the second time. Still Clarkson right on the tail of Darian Malek. Malek looks to be a bit more stable coming through Crook there, but Clarkson gets a huge run, but it's not enough of a run to be able to make the pass. Neo Loito ahead of Oscar Cole behind, then a big gap to sixth. Marco Dakin now ahead of Ethan Anderson. Oh, and a big move being made to the inside. And that, I believe, was Anderson going back past Marco Dakin there. Malek and Clarkson continue to battle. It suggests that Malek has pulled out a little bit Well, no, Instant Clarkson gains really well going through the final chicane. He's right behind once again, but closing in on them is Jakub Mleczarski. Carter Clarkson goes for the inside into Christmas, and Carter Clarkson is the new leader. Just over 6 minutes ago, plus 1 lap, and Mleczarski is right with them now. The top 3 will fight for the win. Very clean pass there from Instant Clarkson. The back of the car slides out a little bit, but it's as clean as it gets otherwise, and still holding the lead. Malik almost getting a little bit too close to Instant Clarkson there, going through the final chicane. He's looking for a way around before they even get to Oblivion. Through they go, the 3 of them. Malik to the outside. Mleczarski went that way earlier on. Malik is looking for the up and under and potentially moving to Ashby. Instant Clarkson sees it coming. He defends the inside. But does he sacrifice too much speed on the exit? No, he does not. He holds the position for now. Oh, and Mleczarski goes through. Malik tried to go to the outside in an attempt to go for the lead, but in doing so, he left the door open, and Mleczarski said, "Thank you very much. I will have second place off you." So it's Instant Clarkson, Mleczarski and Malik now the top 3. As the order continues to change, it's almost flipped. Mleczarski goes to the outside. Will he go all the way around? They're going to be side by side going through the next corner in increments, and he's done it. Mleczarski around the outside at Christmas for the lead. They're side by side for second. Instant Clarkson and Malik. Did Malik go off the track to regain position there? Will be the question, but he's got it back for now. Now the question will be if Mleczarski can make hay. You've got to get the good run going through the final chicane. It's such a key corner with the 2 straights coming up and the fast corner between them. Let's see the gap. It is 3/10. There is a little bit of daylight, but can Malik get the slipstream? Yes, he can. It's a big slipstream. He goes to the outside and gets there. Gets the lead before they even make the corner. So that 3/10, if anything, is a disadvantage. And an incident further behind up Christmas, and there's one driver whose kart is stuck on the rear wheel of another. Might well need the Battenberg as a result of that. Yellow flags are out. That's the 130 there. That is Katasenkovic. Might well have been Amy Robinson that he was battling with. Looks like those drivers have made it away from that incident. Malik continues to lead Jakub Mleczarski. Instant Clarkson just beginning to fade here, while Oscar Cole, while we've been focusing on the battle for the lead throughout the course of the race, Oscar Cole has made it by Neo Luizzo for 4th. And with all this breathless action we've had, you find it hard to believe there's still 2.5 minutes to go. Malik leads by 2/10 as they go over the line last time by. Really, the key seems to be that Malik just has a little bit more straight line speed. You look at how he was able to make that pass before they even got to Christmas the last time those two exchanged the lead. And the way that Malik was able to defend the position on that occasion going up the hill on this particular lap would suggest that Malik just has a top-end advantage. But Mleczarski goes well down the, and goes last late, moves down the inside into the boot. They're going to go side by side into the chicane. They stay side by side. They somehow avoid contact. But Mleczarski is slow off of the final corner, side by side into the crook. They're still side by side coming up the corner. That is the best thing that could have happened to Dorian Mallet, because he now will be away and out of the slipstream. And the two behind him going side by side might well have won the race for him. There is a contact warning for Inskip Clarkson just coming up on the screen now. And we still have a minute to go. You're seeing now that thrilling battle, replay of it as they went through there. The boot section and into the chicane. As they begin now what might well be the penultimate lap. And the battle now very much broken off between our front runners. The closest battle on the circuit at the moment looks to be the one between Lewis Holliday and Marco Dakin for 7th and 8th. We're just looking to pick that up on the circuit. The top four move into the boot section. There is a yellow flag over on that part of the circuit. Let's see if we can see from the camera shot. So there is someone slow. That is the 130. And that was Sinkovic once again just letting the leaders through. But I believe may have had a problem at the final corner before that, as we now are on the final lap. Milcharski just getting by a slower driver going into the infield there. And then Inskip Clarkson getting through as well. But Dorian Mallet, after a topsy-turvy race between our top three drivers, is into the final chicane. Will come through to take the checkered flag. And he takes the win in the first DRS100 race of the day. Milcharski in second, Inskip Clarkson in third, Oscar Cole taking fourth with a mid-race pass on Neo Loizzo, Ethan Anderson up to sixth, and Marco Dakin at the end. Marco Dakin once again very impressive, continuing his good form from Three Sisters. Lewis Holliday is up in eighth, the top novice plate driver, and then it's Aidan Mano in ninth, and Eskild Hewitt, one of our cadet champions from last year, Eskild Hewitt, finishing up in 10th. So that quite the eventful race indeed. There were a few contact warnings on the screen for our two leaders, so might not be final result there. That will be provisional for now, of course. We'll bring you up to speed after the lunch break of anything that might well happen with those drivers. But for now, that is the end of our morning's action here in the second round of the 2025 Daniel Ricciardo series, as we just take a look at the schedules for the remainder of the day. On the weather front, the rain has now stopped. There is no raindrops, and there hasn't been for some time, so maybe we have seen the worst of things, but maybe we've not, because all the forecasts said that if there was going to be any rain, it would be after our lunch break. So who knows? Anything can happen. But for now, Dorian Mallet takes the DRS100 heat race win. We have our lunch break now, and then we will be back for the drivers going out for the DRS125 pre-final. Their gate opens at 12:35. They'll be out on the circuit at 12:45. So we will be back on the air just a few moments before then, for those of you watching from home. But for now, that is the end of the morning's action from the second round of the 2025 Daniel Ricciardo series here at Wilton Mill.